name, Shaaban Al-Dalu. I'm not going to do a social media gimmick to try to get you to watch. I'm just going to ask you to watch the whole thing. If your attention span is super short, just watch it at 1.5 or 2 times speed. So at this point, if you don't live under a rock, I'm sure that you have either heard, read, or seen footage from the tent massacre at Aqsa hospital. I can't show it here because social media companies are incredibly censorious and they want to all pretend that this isn't happening, so we all pretend it's not happening. But you can find, especially if you go on X, video footage of this young man, Shaaban, being burnt alive. He was in a bed, hooked up to an IV, and he was burnt alive. He was only 19 years old. He was an engineering student and he was mourning the death of his friend just recently. He also lost his mother in this massacre. He had recently survived a strike in which he lost that friend he was mourning in one of his social media posts. Something I'm having a really hard time with is that he was one of the people that had GoFundMes, like a lot of Palestinians that are trapped in this fucking hellscape. He had made a GoFundMe for his family months ago. Here is one of the videos that he posted about his GoFundMe, and I ask you to please listen to it all the way through.
From the tent where we reside, I'm Shaaban Ahmed, 19 years old. I'm a student studying software engineer. In this barbaric starvation war, we have displaced 5 times so far. Now we are in Aqsa hospital in the middle of Gaza, Deir al-Balah. I'm taking care of my family as I'm the oldest. I have 2 sisters and 2 little brothers and my parents. We live in a very hard circumstances, suffering from various things such as homelessness and limited food and extremely limited medicine. And the only things between us and the freezing temperature is this tent that we constructed by ourselves. I made this campaign to restart a new life in Egypt and evacuate. Thank you.
That was probably one of the hardest parts to listen to in that video where he said, we're trying to start a new life in Egypt. That's all they were trying to do. That's all they were trying to do was start a new life in Egypt. And he will never get to do so because of the barbaric savagery of this regime and the refusal of the fucking administration in the United States to tell Netanyahu that it's fucking over. They could. I feel sick to my stomach. My heart is fucking broken for this young man and his family. He also lost his mother in this terrorist attack last night. But it's hard not to see the footage, and you should watch it. You shouldn't look away from it, of him burning alive, being incinerated in this fucking Holocaust while he was sleeping, because that's what this terrorist regime does. They target innocent civilians and people and children while they're fucking sleeping in makeshift tents. I could keep going, but I'm gonna get myself in trouble. It is my understanding that his brother is still alive. This is his younger brother that was recently interviewed by Middle East Eye about what happened, which I can't fucking imagine what his brother must be going through right now. But as far as I can see, his GoFundMe is still up. They were about halfway to their goal. He's never going to get to fulfill any of his dreams. He's not going to be able to be a software engineer. He's not going to be able to start a new life in Egypt. He's not going to be able to care for his family. I already felt so sad and fucking horrified today when I was watching this footage. But reading through his GoFundMe and seeing like what happened in his family and his story, just knowing that so many of the families I have been working with could easily be next. They could be next. They could be this young man. It's just like my heart hurts, and the amount of rage that I feel. I should shut up because this isn't about me. I don't know what to do with it. So for right now, at least we can all direct some of our rage into trying to help another Palestinian family not have to suffer the same fate. This is what I will say. His GoFundMe is still live, and I would ask that you donate to it because his brother is still alive and could still use this money. I would also ask that you go to my link tree and that you look at some of the campaigns that are in my bio that you could help. You could help be the difference between life and death for some of these families. I'm also going to make another video, and I'm going to tag in that video all the families that I have personally been working with. So if you are interested in helping a family in Gaza escape this Holocaust, and that's the fuck what it is, then you can donate. And don't think that even if you donate $5 or $10 that is too little. Everything helps. You have no idea how much of a difference that you could make.